Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. Our scenario is Schreckfilm. It was written by David Larkins, Mike Mason, and Lynn Hardy, and it can be found in Berlin, the Wicked City. And it's available from Chaosium. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 5. Our recap will be given by me as my character, Dieter Gussmann. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Compassion for our fellow man is something that each man must learn if he wants to be a real person. When we look at the problem of the world, so many of them could be solved if we were just a little more understanding of the common man. This is where I differ fundamentally from the Nazis and their destructive ideology. Here, we are at the heart of Germany, and the pot, so to speak, is beginning to boil, and soon it will boil over and scald us all. Gustav has seen the deity Abisu, and she says she is here to spread hatred, so maybe it's possible to forgive those fools who are so susceptible to her influences. But if we are to save anyone, we must find a way to stop her. There is real magic being used here, and not by fools like Hanneson or Crowley. My guess is that the Crow has stumbled upon some dark spell accidentally in his research, but something tells me that any invocation of this crawling chaos, this Egyptian dark pharaoh, is a catastrophic mistake. We believe that Herr Grunau may also have stumbled on a tome containing great and evil mysteries, and within those pages he has found a means to open a gate to somewhere or something. And it is possible that even this fool doesn't realize the danger of his actions. We think that we know what might be on the other side of that door. Abisu. The havoc that she created in our city is difficult to think about. As I recall, she was here physically in our midst, sitting on a throne at the theater. I think back then that it might actually have been possible to destroy her in human form. But once through the gate, she was invincible. It's difficult to think. There was a monstrous form, a nightmare tangled in the sky, and the pit of the dead. That's just before my first death. I tried to cause her to fall in, but she flung me down into the seething mass of death. Even now I can recall my arms being ripped from my body in the agony of agonies before total darkness. Maybe, just maybe, she won't have a clue that it's me in this body. Maybe I can get close enough to cut her throat. All the others could do at that time was to destroy the gate itself. I wasn't there to warn them that this would only trap her for a small while. Maybe there's something in Grunau's book that can help us. Otto is going to see Heldorf at the Salon Kitty and see if anything comes of that. Grunau has put out a casting call for his movie being shot near the Kaiser Wilhelm Tower. While looking there, we saw distinct marks of an occult nature being drawn on the building. They did not look like anything I had seen before, and they certainly didn't look like staging marks. Something dark is coming, and we must stop it. Or for everyone's sake. I, of course, have taken precautions in case of my own secondary death. We shall see how we do this time. I hope we are more thorough in ridding the world of Abisul.
All right. So we find ourselves, you just got done visiting the Kaiser Wilhelm term, and Max, you and Lena were planning to go to interview Kitty Schmidt.
Yeah.
Uh, what was everyone else going to do while Max was off doing that?
Are we still at the tower?
If you want to be, yeah. Mhm.
I think in my notebook, I want to write down these symbols
Okay.
that we see and then
Uh,
maybe try to go do some research.
okay, give me a, you're just going to try and like
I'll
recreate
sketch
it?
I'll
Yeah.
sketch them. Yes.
Give me an arts and crafts roll for.
Oh, I think I have singing. A lot of help that's done us.
I have art skill. Would you like me to give it a try,
Yeah, please, could you copy these
Peter?
for me?
Yeah, sure.
You want to hear me sing?
Yeah, sing,
Think
sing,
about it.
sing the symbols.
Yes, I passed, regular pass.
Okay, yep, you're able to recreate them. Okay, all
Check and see
right,
if these are, if I can identify any of these.
gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, um, Otto Gustav.
Um, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna head with them because I'm still kind of reeling after
Yeah,
the Abizu revelation. I haven't really come up with much, so I'll just hang out, make sure I'm nearby in case anything happens.
understood. Okay,
You want? Are you going with us or are you going with them to Kitty?
Probably with you two because we don't want to spook Kitty with too many people.
okay.
And about Kitty, does anyone have any? Since I'm going to be inside, I presume, is there anything I should be on the lookout for that you're interested in, or did you have any particular questions that you wanted to learn from Miss Schmidt?
I've got a question, and I'm wondering now. I don't know why this didn't occur to me before. Salon Kitty.
Right.
Kitty is the woman's name, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
But does that translate through German to cat?
yeah. Not through German particularly, but yeah, the word kitty comes from English and is a cute name for Kätzchen, little cat.
Okay, so we've seen cat things. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
and
didn't think.
I would probably have mentioned already at this point that I saw one of those outside Salon Kitty when I went to check it out independently earlier. So they may or may not come from there, but they are aware of it and could be guarding it, or it could be their origin.
Yeah, so I didn't even think how dangerous that might actually be then. What if there's something very dangerous there?
Is that where you're interviewing her? At the salon?
I believe that's where we're going.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I'm going there too with a man I do not trust in the least. If there's anything, Hans Dieter, that you can do in the way of a blessing or something or another that will protect me from demonic prostitutes that this Helmdorf enjoys the company of.
So let me give you a little bit of instruction. I'm going to put this in your pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
You all put, if you need to get out, whoever's touching this will go with you. All you have to
We
do
have two
is,
separate parties here. I guess we give this to the journalists, not to me. I'm not taking Helmdorf with me or teaching him any magic.
oh,
In
I'm
fact, is
just,
it safe to send it into the place at all where they might recognize it and take advantage of it?
they won't be able to do anything with it unless they know what it does. And all they would ever be able to do is transfer themselves from there back to my dwelling.
Yeah, where the dossier is.
Yeah,
And you
but
might be asleep, although I guess you wouldn't be asleep for long.
I think that I'll be perfectly safe if I go to the library to research this stuff. But if you're not safe there, You can use this to get out. It will take you back to the apartment, the place where I live.
Gustav, Max, you'll take it?
I'm going with the two of them.
Yeah, I'm going with
Lena.
Lena.
Yeah.
Well, I want whoever's going to Salon Kitty.
Yeah, that's Max.
Yeah. I can.
So I will give it to Max then.
Okay.
And I'm going to whisper something in your ear, which is like the trigger.
Okay.
Do you want me to go with you, Max, or do you think you're?
Well, I don't know. I have had a very ugly encounter with one of these cats previously, but that was when I was carrying the information that Lena had dropped. I don't have any of that this time, so I'm assuming I should be at least a little bit out of danger in that respect.
Whereas I'm going with a trusted regular as a guest and, I guess, consumer.
Will you be there at the same time?
Sure.
There'll be a
Helmdorf
few
and I were
hours.
meeting for lunch. I think your interview was later in the afternoon. Is that right?
It was the exact opposite. Max's interview was kind of like shortly after lunch, whereas Heldorf was wanting to go early evening, late afternoon time.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little paranoid now, and I'm perhaps a little dense. I didn't make the connection between kitty and cat, of all stupid things. So if you want it, take it. You will be able to get out quickly.
I'm hopeful that we're going to have a very pleasant conversation.
All right. Well, why don't I go with you just in case, and then keep that in your pocket just in case we need it.
I certainly am not opposed to company.
Okay.
But if you're opposed to magic, I'll give it to Gustav then.
I mean, I don't know how good I'm going to be with it, but sure.
Well, you don't have to take it out. You just have to be touching it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And
Excellent.
the secret word is.
Gotcha.
All right. Excellent. All right. So, Otto, what do you plan to do while Max and Gustav will be doing this interview?
I'm sad I do not have some sort of metaphysical practice that can gird my loins for the alarming appointment I have with Helmdorf. I will probably have a nap and schnapps before I go and not be out in the afternoon at all.
Excellent. And Dieter and Conrad, if I understand, you guys are going to try and figure out these symbols.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go to the library.
All right. All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So Max and Gustav, Lena meets you. She's dressed, got a overcoat on. She's got her reporter's notebook, and she inquires if which camera you're going to bring since you were going to be her photographer.
Yes, I've got a brownie.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so you make it to Salon Kitty. It is a how many stories? It is a 5-story building. The front is very respectable. It has like the business name right above the doorway, and all, and they look open. They're probably open all the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
She's like, well, I guess we'll just go on in.
Before we go in, you mentioned you'd met Kitty before. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. I've met her before. Yes, when I was looking for Agnes, and she had a connection to this place. I went and talked to Kitty Schmidt.
Yeah. What kind of person would you describe her as?
Are you familiar with the actress Mae West?
Yes.
Yeah, she looks like an older Mae West, but she is a very shrewd businesswoman. So, but she is in the hospitality business, so when I talked to her, she seemed very, very friendly, but you get the undercurrent that, she would not do anything to threaten her position.
Good to know. Very good to know. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So she opens up the door and you go on in. Inside, inside the parlor entry vestibule, there's a elegant flight of steps leading up to. It looks like maybe that's where cleaning crews and stuff would use, but there is an obvious front double doors that would lead into the actual business front. This is kind of into the building. And she goes on in and she opens it up, and inside the front parlor, there is a grand piano, velvet curtains, and Persian rugs all over. The wallpaper is decorated in a deep burgundy with gold filigrees. And in one corner, there is a plaster statue of a triple-headed it almost looks like it's Greek. It's got the Greek flowing, but instead of just one face, it's got three faces around it. Almost like the Janus symbol, but it has an extra face on it.
Is there like a tag or a name associated with the bust?
There is not. If anyone, any of you could make a history, archaeology, or an occult roll to see idea.
You said history, archaeology, or occult, right?
That's correct.
All right. I would have one of those, right? Presume no. Okay, no, I don't. All right. Well, I mean, I'll try it.
Okay.
You have like history or something, right?
I got some history.
You paid attention in school, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, good, because I did not pay attention during history class, apparently.
I did. History
Good.
roll, I got a 14, which is a hard.
All right. It is the goddess Hecate.
Yes,
If I'm pronouncing that correctly, the goddess of magic. So,
Greek, right? Or originally?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the door across the way opens up, and this woman here comes in. So she comes in. She is younger than she is, but still has the nice flapper hat on, and she is very busty. And she wears a low-cut outfit, and she's got a cigarette and a cigarette holder. And she comes out, and she's like, "Darlings, it's wonderful, wonderful to meet you. Yeah, I'm so excited to be able to raise our my business's prospects and all. And Lena, it's beautiful to see you. Which one of these is your photographer?" Oh, only get my good side, of course. She's like,
oh, here, and I'll offer to light her cigarette for her.
Thank you. Oh, you brought a someone to butter me up. I see. Well, it's wonderful to meet you. Also, are you here to be to see one of our girls, or are you just along for a quick peek?
Oh, I'm just simply here as Max's assistant for this one. He's the brains, I'm the brawn, so to speak.
Well,
I'll be here to help with anything he needs or you need.
Of course, if you see anything you like, we cater to all tastes. Whether you like to be beat, like to have fingers shoved up your ass, whatever you want, we can tend to that. We have girls that have no compunctions what they want.
That is noted. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm
good at the moment. Thank you.
But come with me. And she kind of turns and starts walking. And Gustav, as she starts walking off, the statue, the eyes move and watch you.
That is.
It's creepy.
I'm just
Max,
gonna like
you don't see
to
that.
yeah to if I can without like now when Kitty turns her back, I'm gonna follow obviously, but while we're walking, if I can subtly just to him, I'll sort of nudge Max and point it out to him like keep your eyes open. Their eyes on us.
And Max, when you look at the statue, it looks exactly how it looked when you saw it and when you entered the building.
I'll just for fun, I'll just snap a picture of it while we're
Okay.
exiting the room.
No problem. So they bring you on back, and so she sits down at a desk, and you can see lots of counting books and all, and she's got several binders, and she's like, these are our pictures of past girls, and she's like, the current girl binders are over here, and everything. But what would you like to know? And Lena will go into an interview, and you get the feeling that, it's mostly a fluff piece. I'm not going to play out all that. If you guys wanted to ask something in particular, you guys could do that. But it seems like Lena mostly, she was got the impression you wanted to use her to kind of not use her, but she was your excuse to get into the building to meet her. And she's into her, hey, I'm doing a piece to raise awareness of a local business.
Well, I'll let you start, Max. But remember, apparently we're apparently hate is the thing that's festering the magic now. So just mind that in your questions, I guess.
Yes, I need to be very careful. Because I'm certain that she guards her clients' identities very close, is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'll follow your lead.
Okay. I would like to ask a question from a photographer standpoint. Actually.
Oh, of course.
I was noticing the decor in the front room that we entered, and it's very elaborate. What was your inspiration for the decor in that room? And
well, I'd been reading about some of the harems that the sultans had, and I wanted to kind of give a feeling of opulence and maybe a little old world charm. Get people loosened up and all. Of course, in the evenings we'll have a piano player and of course libations. So some men, when they show up, they're a little shy.
I can certainly imagine, and you probably do everything you can to make them as comfortable as possible.
The girls do, yes.
Yeah. The statue that I noticed out there is a quite striking statue, actually.
Yes, that was a gift from a client. It's some sort of old Roman goddess, I think. I don't know. It was an actress gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you familiar with Esterhazy, Agnes Esterhazy? She was famous in silent movies, but
yes,
she's
we are. Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
she was the one. I'd done a favor for her before.
We're we were actually are big fans of Miss Esterhazy. Have you talked to her recently? We'd love to do an interview.
Oh, you would?
Yes.
Oh, hang on. And she reaches over and she picks up a phone, and she goes, yeah, Lena's here. Yeah, she brought a couple gentlemen with them. No, they're not interested in any of the girls. Okay, yeah, I can send it up. What, your name's Max and Gustav, correct?
Yes,
that's
Max,
correct.
you want Lena to come also? Okay. So she hangs up. She's like, well, apparently she's in a good mood. You understand she had a accident and she's a little sensitive about her look. So Please don't make
hallway.
any comments about that.
Understood.
You know, we pride ourselves on
course.
being welcoming to everyone that's out there.
I appreciate the notice. I was not aware she was in an accident. So
When she says that, Lena gets kind of nervous, like, oh, is she hurt? You can't get. She's like, no, she's fine, but she's just doesn't like to appear in public anymore. So
I understand.
Ah.
I understand. I'll make sure not to take any pictures of her. I'm
okay.
sure yeah.
And so she gets up, she takes you through another room, and she opens up a door, and there's obviously like a servant staircase. You know how they'll have those in fancy houses, so servants can move about. And she's like, go up 2 flights, and when you come out, head toward the south, and it will be the last room on the south. So there will be doors on the east and west of the hallway, but it's the door at the end of the hallway.
Okay.
I assume you guys go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll cut over to Dieter and Conrad. You guys are you're going to the library, correct?
Yeah.
You're going to do
Very
some research.
And my research will be, I'll start at the beginning, with like the Key of Solomon, and see if these symbols look at all similar to the sort of things, they all look very similar in the Key of Solomon. If I don't see anything there, I'll move on to the Grand Grimoire, things like that it's probably not going to be anything like that, because those are all really modern fakes. They're not real. I'm pretty sure I'm very familiar with is it De Vermis Mysteries that I have? Yeah.
Yep.
And I haven't seen it in there.
Yep.
And then I'll look for other things. Like I'm trying to whittle down the sort of feel of it. Does it feel Native American? Does it feel Tibetan?
Egyptian?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me a library use.
Okay. I'm going to roll 2. I'm
okay.
Out, Peter.
Sounds good.
At 40, what's the line? 46. What's my library? 65. So regular.
Okay. I got a regular as well.
Okay. As you're kind of going through there, you don't find the exact symbols that Conrad drew, but you do find some symbols that are similar to it, and mostly the comments in the book talk about how they don't want to draw out the symbols completely because they're worried about this being the key and the gate.
Oh dear. Damn them for their superstition. Why don't they write the whole thing so that we can see? The key and the gate.
Does it seem to be related to like Egyptian occultism or any particular type of like culture?
The terminology, it's starting to sound like ancient Sumerian or something like that. What are my specialties? Oh, I've got Greek and Syriac and French and Latin. Can I do a Cthulhu Mythos?
You may do a Cthulhu Mythos.
I have 15. What do I get? 70.
That's a lot of luck. Won't push it?
No. Well, push it. No, I might lose the ability to read if I fail.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough push with only 15%.
All I get then is that I feel as if it's something much darker. And I'm guessing almost no doubt that it's in this book that Grunau has.
Yeah. Do you
steal that book?
Do you think, Doctor, that this is another gate similar to the gate that you all closed several years ago? Does it feel like there may be a relation there?
Yeah, especially since we've got Abizu trying to get back into this world. I would imagine that we locked her on the other side, but if she's aware that Grunau is trying to do something like that, she'll take advantage, I'm sure, and come through a gate. I don't think she's here yet, but her influence is making people commit suicide.
Do you think he or someone else has a direct connection with her? Does she speak directly? She spoke directly to Gustav.
I don't remember if she used any kind of person as a go-between, an avatar. I think she, well, I suppose she used the woman back then with her sexual antics as a kind of focus point to break through. But once she broke through, everyone followed her. It was like they were mesmerized by her beauty and sexuality. And she was like the Pied Piper, leading them all back through the gate to the seething fountain of writhing monstrosity on the other side. Was related to what they say, the old ones, the primal nature gods and goddesses, Gaia and Shab-Niggurath and things like that. I wish I knew more. If I could get a hold of that book.
Yeah, I'm assuming that there must be very, very limited copies of this Al-Azif.
I got a note that says that there were copies in the United States, or a copy, but the other places are too far away or too rare. And ever since 1928, some of these books are denied. The people will say they don't have them because something apparently happened in Arkham, Massachusetts back then that nobody will talk about. I don't know what we can do here anymore. I'm very worried about whoever went to the house of prostitution.
All right, Otto. So you were resting at your residence.
Yeah.
And as you're resting, you hear a soft knock at your front door.
I keep it on a chain, of course. I open it and asking who's calling.
When you open it, give me just a spot hidden, but with a bonus die.
92, I'll need a bonus die. Yeah, regular success.
Regular. So when you open it, you kind of look out at normal height and you don't see anything. And then you look down and you see one of the cat things. But to your horror, the face of the cat thing is your friend Carl Hines. And you can give me a sanity roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, my sanity has not been doing so hot. That's not successful.
Okay. A fail is a 1d8.
Sorry, Count Heldorf. I have jumped into the river. 3 only.
3. All right. So you kind of step back and gasp, and you know how cats are just kind of able to squeeze through the smallest opening, and he kind of slinks into your residence. And where is your cane?
Yeah, probably in the false elephant foot by the front door.
Okay.
So maybe he gets between it and me.
Yeah, he kind of stops there. He looks at you, and then he looks at the cane, and he reaches up and kind of mews as he's touching the cane, and he lifts up his head, exposing his neck, and points at his neck.
Yeah, I understand, Karl-Heinz. Maybe in the bathroom. I point away and take out the cane and unsheath it.
It follows you up there, and when it gets to the bathroom, it's got enough semblance to understand what why you want it in the bathroom, and it hops into your tub.
Yeah.
And then it presents its neck to you.
Just tut mir leid, Karl-Heinz. I'll be quick.
Sick. Oh yeah, you cut it and just cut. Then it bleeds itself out, and you. Yeah.
Yeah. I shall have to burn this somewhere. I'll turn the water on and let it warm water to help the blood come out. I'm already anxious about meeting a man I don't trust at this brothel that is dangerous, and now knowing that Karl-Heinz had a tendency to go to places, and yet they didn't. I'm certain that he hanged himself, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is and he retains enough of his character to wish himself the end of the suffering. Yeah, okay. Time for a stiff drink. If I can get a cigarette in the holder, it's shaking. Yeah.
Poor Otto. All right, Max and Gustav. So you find yourself outside the door that Kitty described was where she asked you to, if you wanted to go meet Agnes, where she would be found. I'm going to assume that you open it up. When you open it up, inside is a looks like it's probably this room is probably taken up about a fourth, maybe a fourth of this floor. There's a fire blazing in the red marble fireplace. And there is one of those near the window. There's one of those Japanese paper screens, and you see a silhouette behind it. And you hear a voice comes. He goes, "Oh, are you the reporters that I was told were coming up?"
Yes. My name is Max Hoffman, and this is my associate Gustav Huberman.
Good to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Are any of you regular attendees of the cinema?
I'd say Max is probably not.
Somewhat. I don't have the most money to spend on like going out to the cinema all the time, but Gustav does like movies when he can afford them.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Sure. Can do that. Oh wow. 12, which is a just a hard.
Okay. You can't quite place it, but her voice at times sounds like when the talkies first started, the sound and voice kind of had a tinny quality to it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that at times when she's talking to you.
Her voice sounds tinny?
Yep.
Okay.
And she goes, and Lena, my dear cousin, it's so good that you're here. You received my package, I see, and you found the people that I was looking for. It's like, yes. She's like, tell me, gentlemen, do you have the film strip that was not supposed to go with the photograph?
We do not have any of those items with us. No.
Oh, I'm glad you said with us, or else this would have been a waste of time. So you can procure this film strip for me.
We have access.
Hmm.
We noticed the film strip was quite unusual.
Yeah, that is a understatement if I would say so myself. It is quite imbued by that fool. He dabbled in arts he didn't understand.
You must be referring to the Baron.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's so sad that so much harm comes about when people don't intend it. It's so much more fun when you do intend the harm.
And I kind of look at Gustav when she says that.
And you see the silhouette starts walking to the edge of the Japanese paper screen, and she comes out, and both of you can give me a sanity roll.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a 96. That's not a success.
Ouch.
I failed that too.
Okay, all right. So the sanity loss is 1d6.
3.
The 4.
Okay. All right, Gustav, since you are indefinitely insane, that automatically triggers about
Oh, it
madness
does.
for you.
It does.
So a roll of 1d8. But you can get a Cthulhu.
1?
Okay, you do get a Cthulhu Mythos point.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
I have 3 point. I have 4 points now.
Okay. All right. So a 1.
Mhm.
All right. So last thing you remember is walking into Salon Kitty. You don't know how you got into this room. And what you see when she comes around, she is in black and white. As she moves, you know how films will have those scratches in it that will sometimes roll across the picture, and also those will occasionally roll across. And she looks like a film projection, essentially. And she goes, and Lena faints when she comes around, and she's like going, I do require my film strip back.
Um, um,
How did we get?
just one moment, Gustav.
It's
How-
okay, Gustav.
How did you? How did you? What happened to you?
I told you that fool dabbled in things he didn't understand, and he made me this. I had an accident, so to speak. However, it's made me better. It's made me embrace my anger and my hate. And those are such sweet emotions to have, no longer having to worry about love and caring.
Oh, I see. Um,
And Gustav, it's okay if you don't remember. Lots of people forget what they are in the presence of a celebrity.
um, it, this what is the would this film strip help you accomplish?
It is no concern of you what this film strip would accomplish. What the concern for you is whether or not you can make me believe you'll get it so you may leave.
Well, I mean, I don't have it on my person. I don't personally possess it.
Oh.
I can certainly try.
Okay,
I mean, we
I like
can
that.
get it.
Oh, good. Well, to show you I'm not playing around, Gustav, give me a power roll.
Oh God.
Ooh, I rolled a 0.5.
Oh fuck. Well, I don't. I'm assuming that 9 luck to make it a hard will not help me against a 5.
No.
No, I can't. I can't wait.
So she.
I'm not going to pay that much to make it an extreme.
Okay. All right. So
That's too much luck.
you suddenly have. She casts dominate, just so you know.
God damn it.
You have the uncontrollable urge to pick up the fire poker and beat Lena to death.
Oh God. Okay. Do I start? Wait. So.
Yep. And the spell is you.
Okay.
So Max, you see Gustav pick up this poker and just start beating this woman, and you can give a sanity roll.
Okay, that's a pass. Just.
Okay. That will probably be still 1 point.
Okay. So can I somehow grab hold of both Lena and Gustav?
You could make
and try to whisper the word to use this gate. That
give me and Gustav, you roll also fighting brawls, both of you. Okay.
Damn it! Now I roll lower. That's a 32. That's just barely a hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed that by a lot.
Okay, you're still able to touch them and say the word, so but not fast enough before Gustav's pokers have that like claw. It goes in right into her temple and just blood comes bursting out, and so you transfer back to Dieter's apartment with these. So you hear this pop, and now Dieter's got a dead body.
This is not what I wanted to happen. How
long does it take me to snap out of it?
Once you've done what she told you to do, you're have free will again.
I would probably the first thing that Gustav would do would just probably be like to scream, and then maybe muffle his own mouth with a pillow or whatever's near. Mm-hmm. He's like, "What did she make me do?"
I tried to help, and it didn't work as well as I'd hoped. I'm sorry.
Plus Constitution rolls.
Make Constitution rolls. And you can both do it with penalties because you just also saw your friend's brains start seeping out.
Oh yeah, that's a failure.
You puke.
I'm good.
All right.
But I'm like, she will pay for this.
Yes, we cannot let her have that film strip. I don't know what she's going to do with it, but she cannot have it.
Okay. All right.
They're in my safe.
Yeah, they're in my safe. Do I know that would I have access to a telephone?
Yeah. Dieter has a phone.
Okay. Do I know if Otto has a phone?
Otto, do you have a phone?
I'm going to roll for that. I have a feeling I probably have a phone in the building, but not in my flat. No, I rolled a 12. Important for business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to call Otto and give him the lowdown on what happened. So he's prepared. I don't know if I dare go to this meeting or dare not go to this meeting. I just wanted to let you know so that you know what you were walking into.
Yeah. So we start this madness because Agnes sends Lena to us because Abezul wants to punish us.
Yes.
And Lena tries to help her own cousin, who is corrupted beyond. Is she two-dimensional? Did she turn sideways? And you see the film? Does light shine through her?
She looks like a projection, just like you would see her on the screen. She sounds like she is a film projection.
Oh.
Whether or not, if you actually touched her, what she would feel like, that I don't know.
What time is it now?
We'll say that it's going on like 4 o'clock.
I'm wondering what excuse I can make at the office of Graf von Helldorf that won't offend him. I feel as though going there alone with one of the acolytes would be very foolish for me. I too have killed today. Yeah, I'll call the office of Graf von Helldorf and say, please, my apologies, perhaps in a few days. I'm still curious about your relationship with Inspector Krieg, but a friend of mine has had a startling accident and I must run and do business.
I'll pass that along to you.
That's very kind.
All right. So we'll say Dieter and Conrad, you guys are showing back up at Dieter's residence.
I am in the process of cleaning.
We had a very nice day out, but we didn't find much information.
Quiet day at the library.
What the hell is going on in my...
I apologize. This is my fault. Clean it up.
No, it's not your fault. It's her fault.
I tried very hard. To save her and Gustav, and I was slow, and it didn't happen.
But you got out of there, yeah?
Yes, we did.
You also would have caused a big thunderclap there, probably knocked things off of her walls to surprise the fuck out of her, and now she knows that we have magic. And poor Lena. I look at Lena to make sure there's nothing I can do for her, but
no,
slapping her around doesn't do anything.
No.
We'll have to clean this up. We'll have to figure out what to do. Maybe I can cremate the body.
Bing bong.
Was that Otto?
Otto, come in.
I've got an oil sack with the body of Karl-Heinz cat in it.
Add it to the pile!
I thought we should investigate the exact structure of the way the cat hybrid is made. And yeah, we have to bring out all your prussic acid from the cellar or whatever for all of this anyway. I could throw the cat body in the gutter, but the face, I think, is something we don't want.
Let me autopsy it and see what we can figure out. We've got to get rid of this. Fortunately, I have all of the instruments in order to cut up Paulina's body. Not a very dignified way to go, but it was her sister who did this to her?
Cousin.
You know what? We're going to burn that piece of film strip right now.
If it
can be burned.
Well, I mean, as long as it's not of any use to us. I mean, as long as she doesn't get it is the important part.
Well, we couldn't cut it, but surely we can burn it. I got Bunsen burners here that are pretty hot. Let's
Doctor,
try it.
You get the autopsy material ready. I'll see if I can try and destroy the film.
All right. The combination is 312.
Stupid scum.
the most airtight combination for.
Yeah, and I'll try burning it. I'm sure the doctor has some acid around.
When you put it into the fire, it starts burning, and you can give me a Constitution roll.
A smell.
Yeah.
Be there to catch you just in case if you fall over.
Like my lowest one. Oh, I actually passed 17.
Ah!
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it burns.
Okay, so it
But
goes
it
away.
stinks
Oh,
Oh yeah, it smells bad.
like flesh. Yeah.
Not like flesh, but yeah.
Plastic's
Chemical.
worse than flesh.
Yeah. Flesh makes you hungry.
Yeah,
Right.
Max, you can give me my thing back.
Oh, yes, here you go.
At least it saved your life. I was afraid.
But I hated to use it, but I was desperate. I didn't think she was going to let us leave, and she has access to very powerful magic.
Yeah, and you said there was a statue of Hecate? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a goddess of magic.
yes, and that was a gift from Agnes.
I thought it might be witches, but I thought poor Lena was the witch.
no.
There's no such thing really as witches, but there are people like me who dabble in this magic, and sometimes they get really good at it.
Hey.
So we think that Grunau is gone. She implied.
He's making the movie, so
Yeah.
he must be
Yeah.
around somewhere.
But the way you described what Agnes said, it seemed as if he was just a fool who didn't see.
She must be using him then.
Yeah.
You said the
His
cat
experiment.
thing. Let's look at the cat. I'll work on the cat.
Mhm. Okay.
So what sort of brain does it have? What sort of front paws does it have? How much you met Karl Heinz, you can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
He didn't have the spot in his mustache.
hmm His front paws do have they have almost opposable thumbs, not quite to where they could actually turn a knob or anything, but you know how cats just they kind of have that one
Yeah, it's
digit that's not doesn't do much.
It's a very bizarre transition between the two. This is definitely done with magic, not surgery of any kind. I'm going to do a sanity roll for that because it's pretty dumb. I failed.
Oh, okay. Cat thing. So, 1d4.
1d4. Where's my 4? Ooh, there we go. 4.
Oh, ow.
I find it very disturbing.
Yeah, you haven't really seen these before either, so.
Yeah, I could imagine, but to see where the human transitions towards the cat and the veins are lining up and it's a complete transformation. It's quite insane.
So Agnes was missing for about a year, and Kitty Schmidt has been at the brothel for about a year. And any friendly pretense we had with Kitty Schmidt is now out the window. She heard the boom. She sent you up there in the first place. I think that's an indication that she considered you already a sacrifice. I can't believe I was even considering going to meet Eldorf still after that, when of course we are the object of Abezul's hatred.
Well, yeah, one of the objects.
Yeah, that and all of our species. Hans-Dieter, can you do something for Gustav before he has another episode? I understand, Gustav, you were not in your own control, but you have been having, the way you fled the party and so on. If there's some medication he can have?
Yeah, I can give you a sedative.
Sure. I would like to help, but in this case, it was because she compelled me to do so. It wasn't that I had an outburst, but I'm not saying no to help. I'm just clarifying there that this was by her design.
I don't think that this is a universal control. I think she can control one person. So we should never be alone with her if we show up If somebody comes under control, the other person should immediately distract her, throw something at her, or break her concentration, because she should have to concentrate in order for this to work.
You said there was a
she
blazing
gives
fire in her apartment, yeah?
Yeah.
So she's
She-
not afraid of flame.
I
Well,
don't
who knows
necessarily
what
think
condition she's in now that her little piece of magic film.
I don't know that she necessarily needs to concentrate after the order is given.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there, but
Conrad, I forgot when you got out the dossier to get out the film, your eyes can't help but notice the picture from there. It has changed. It is now you in the picture. You guys are wearing the outfits that you actually wore to Newson's house, and everything, despite you guys purposely wearing something different.
Look at this.
it's changed. How do we deal with this? And she talked about hatred, so there's the person who must be in league with Abisul.
Do you think that Abazul is has taken over Agnes?
She might be
Completely.
just influencing, because I think if it was Abisul, she would have just killed you.
Well, remember, Agnes spoke to Gustav, and she did not appear to be consumed with hatred like
Right.
this version of her is. Perhaps it's an aspect of Abazul in
Yeah,
this,
some sort of, yeah.
in this form. Perhaps there's some way of
There's some,
taking a piece of her soul that's transferred onto the film, and I don't understand this. This is all madness to me.
the film is a weird thing. You know that the piece of film was not made out of what we thought what normal film is made of, some sort of magic film. Maybe it somehow captured her on the film, and what you saw was a projection of her, but she's alive somehow on the film. That's why she needed the film, because she's incomplete.
Oh.
And now we've made her permanently incomplete by burning the film. But something just occurred to me. Didn't somebody tell us that the Salon Kitty, that they got all of their girls from somewhere else, not local?
So it's all at the same time. They 1 year ago, Agnes goes missing. 1 year ago, Kitty Schmidt takes over Salon Kitty. 1 year ago, they stop hiring local girls, and one of the workers there leaves complaining of the strange rituals.
Yeah,
So I don't know if they are procuring new girls from some other place or reproducing them filmically.
or if the other girls came from another place to be with Agnes, and there's some sort of coven. You saw a statue of Hecate, and
Yeah, and there are rituals that made some girls uncomfortable.
right, and then there's the obvious witchcraft right there, or magic using. So I don't know how many other girls there are there, but if it's, I can't remember what a traditional coven is. Is it 7 or 13 or
Making
11?
yeah, you can make an
11.
occult roll.
Oh, okay. I got a 14. That'll work.
It is 13.
13. Okay. That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, maybe other things too.
But that also makes that place even more dangerous if there's more than one magic using person there.
I saw when I went by before and saw one of the black cats. There was someone peering out of an upstairs window also. How many flights up did you go to see Agnes?
Was it 2?
The building is 5 stories high.
Yeah, you went to the 3rd floor.
Uh-huh.
And
there might be some
apparently-
captives there as well.
It was
maybe
quite
she-
a large room, actually, as well. It occupied about a quarter of the floor. Agnes's room did.
And it looks like she makes her enemies into cats.
Well, Karl-Heinz was a regular at brothels. Perhaps he went to Salon Kitty, and I don't know. But I saw his body hanged. I think he killed himself, but then he became one of these things. How the transformation goes, I hope never to know. But it might have been my fate today.
You know, if we survive this, I think I want to make sure all of my friends have a means of escape. Work on making your own cubes. But they're going to become witch hunters now, I think.
Well, also, the more of this you put out in the world, the more chances there are for the enemy to learn about it as well.
I think that they've at least learned about us now.
Yeah. Although
Who
I don't
doesn't-
expect that Agnes ever leaves that apartment, since she cannot appear human in public. So she will presumably not be at the shoot. Is that in 1 day or 2?
Just 2 days.
2 days.
When's
in
the
early
casting
morning.
call? Don't we have to go?
It's not tomorrow, it's the next day.
6 a.m., I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
We have to survive tomorrow.
which of us will not look like somebody that they know? Obviously, Gustav and Max can't go because she knows what they look like. But Otto, you had the thing with Heldorf. You've already backed out of that. That's good, but I don't think they would know what you look like.
It depends on who they are.
Right.
Again, I don't think Agnes can be present because she doesn't look like a human.
Why
Maybe
would she-
Grunau is somehow there.
Why would she reveal herself in that condition to the two of you?
It does not seem as though she was fearful at this point, and she seemed to revel in cruelty. Yeah.
That's correct.
She must be in league with Abizul. Because if she was in this bizarre condition as you describe it, she would have been in hiding from everyone. But she shows herself to you two.
Yeah, and everyone at Salon Kitty obviously knows her condition.
Because they're all
Don't say
in league
anything
with
about
her.
the accident. Such an accident. So, Conrad, the important thing is, since you were not part of stopping Abizul 6 years ago, you are not marked in the same way as the rest of us. So you should not be seen with us near the tower, for example.
We can only hope.
Yeah, some small element of surprise, perhaps.
I wonder if, I gave the information to the wild boys about, because I was concerned for their health and I wanted to be able to check them out. Maybe I could offer my services also to the brothel to check out the girl's health.
Oh yeah,
Because
you
I
look
am
very
sick.
different as well.
I'm thinking that maybe even Abizul will not recognize me. As far as she knows, she grabbed me and threw me into that pit of death.
It depends on whether she sees the external or the internal, yeah?
Yeah. I'd like to get, I don't know. I am familiar with the magic, with this Greek magic. And
What's the difference?
no, there's no real difference. It's just which culture it's coming from. I don't know. I think that might at least be a way to get farther in. But if she recognized you somehow, she may have this very picture. This might be one of her things.
All right, Dieter, what is your floor carpeted?
Yeah, probably.
What type?
It's probably a wooden floor with oriental carpets on it, which we'll have to throw out.
Okay. Um, so as you guys are talking, Gustav, you see how oriental carpets, they'll have like that border kind of around it that is got lots of flowers and everything.
Yeah.
The flowers are moving and intertwining with themselves, and you're pretty sure you're seeing faces looking up at you briefly, like out of your peripheral vision. But when you look, the flowers are back to how Dieter's carpet always is. But when you look back up out of the corner of your eye, the flowers are moving again and forming eyes to look at you.
Gustav, you're looking very strange. What is it?
Anybody else see those eyes on the carpet?
Oh, geez, I gave him too much. It's just the heroin talking.
What?
I gave you a dose of morphine and heroin mixed together with amphetamines and barbiturates. You know, the useful stuff.
It's
I haven't had this stuff since the war.
Do
Okay,
we see anything?
No.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit out of it after everything that's happened, I guess.
He needs rest.
His arms are tired. Hans Dieter, do you have any kind of I'm really thinking of short fiction I have read. Do you have some kind of safety around the building? Some protection against the evil eye or whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Let me think.
I'm sort of tempted we should all get on the train and go over to Hanover until we come back for the audition in the morning after. Why be in town when everything is so corrupted?
I have a spell that I've read a number of times. It's supposed to be able to banish demons, demonic creatures back to the hell, but considering I don't know if it would even apply in this case. And it's a rather elaborate ceremony. You remember we did the one to drive Grossman back into the darkness.
Nice.
I don't know. I can consult my books, but I try to be very careful in what I read because,
Belief gives power.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Because belief gives power.
Well, no, because some of this stuff really rips your mind apart when you try to read it and know what it's doing. Anytime you use magic, you are altering the fabric of the universe, and it twists your brain. I'll see if I can find something, some sort of ward of protection.
In the meantime, we put the is there any residue left from the bit of film, or did it leave just a thin black ash?
It left what you would be left over when you burn a film. Yeah.
Oh.
It burned a little slower than an actual film, but like just the ash that would be left behind.
So we washed that down the drain. We put the newly altered photograph and the other things back in your safe. I don't know. Maybe we'll go and see.
I'm wondering if the photograph has some power that we should destroy it.
I guess that we had excerpts made from it, but they were just Dietrich. We can't see how we are dressed in them.
Anyways, I'll look in the books. We plan our strategy. We could.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, were you wanting to do? Are you guys gonna, excuse me, stay at Dieter's house, or what's the plan for the? Because it's getting to evening time now.
You're welcome to stay if you want, but
I think I agree with the doctor. We need to figure out a strategy on how to disrupt whatever is going to happen on Friday. I have a sneaking suspicion that there's a reason why they want a lot of extras there for this film.
There's got to be something planned.
now remember, she was going to sacrifice all of the people that followed her to the gate the last time. Yikes.
There's likely still more to be learned at Salon Kitty. I don't know how else we can get in there, and clearly Agnes is a very dangerous foe. But there may also be some hints about the Baron or where he's at or what exactly his plan is. And that may help to disrupt whatever he has planned for Friday.
Did Baron Grunau ever have an office in town or an apartment? Have we tried to find these things?
No, you guys haven't tried.
Yeah. All right. So you have a cafe at the edge of the block, Dieter. I'm going to see if he's in the directory.
Okay.
Maybe we get to him tonight before the madness. Oh, I'll go see.
Okay. Oh, you go like look in some type of directory or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, there might be if there's both business and residential. I look for his name and also for a possible film company.
You do find a film company, a film company, address. His name is not listed in there anywhere. There's no one by Grunau. Well, there probably is, but no one that you're like, oh, that's the guy. Right.
Probably wanting to stay incognito.
Yeah, so anywhere in Berlin we can get. Yeah. What do you think, fellows? To make an impromptu visit to his production house, see what what kind of props they built for a la Zief film?
Oh my! I don't even want to think about what they. I mean, I might as well at this point.
I mean, it's likely, I think it would be worth it to go investigate this. I'm willing to go along.
Yeah, we take a crowbar in case the place is chained up, and maybe bring a little extra petrol in a flask, and we make a polite visit if he's there and talking, but maybe we are ready in case we get attacked by a bunch of two-dimensional film guards or
cats with human faces.
Cats with human faces.
Okay, I'm willing to do a nighttime raid.
Maybe a good supper and then we go.
Great.
I mean, he might be living there as well.
All right.
Any other preparations?
I'm going to stay and study, but call me if you need me. Do you want to take that?
That may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, take it.
Okay, I'll take it. Teach me the word.
Supercalifragilistic.
First drumming.
All right. Okay. So, what time you guys gonna go by?
I think we go after dinner, yeah?
Okay.
Anyone unnecessary will be gone. What do you think?
Okay, like get there around like 10:30, maybe?
I was thinking a little earlier, but yeah, I
A little
know.
earlier. Okay.
What are we doing with curfew right now?
No, there's no curfew.
Not general, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Sure, 10:30. It should be dark. We will see anyone
Yeah,
Is it
any
pacing
security
around?
guards. Yeah.
from the directory. We know what sort of neighborhood it's in. Is it industrial park sort of place?
Yeah.
So it would be very quiet at night, probably. All right.
Okay. All right. So you guys get a dinner. Don't go back to your places. You just kind of go eat, and then you plan to roll to
Yeah.
the office that he has.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. So it is across the city. So you take a cab or however you get over in that area, or take your own vehicle, your choice. And
Maybe a trolley. Nobody's going to see it, and we don't have to worry about leaving a car behind.
that's probably it. Right.
Yeah.
All right. You take a trolley over there, and when you get off, it takes you a little bit to kind of find where it is, and you see up ahead. You see where it is. Maybe like half of a block of the street is kind of like looks like the building. And you see some firefighters there. Looks like they're finishing up putting out a fire in one of the buildings. So,
Okay, we are both too late and just in time.
I guess
Yeah.
we should go see if they need help.
Yeah.
They're likely professionals, but
Maybe we should go and see if there's any reporters around who can tell us what the story is.
okay. Yeah, there probably would be by now. Yeah, there'd be a reporter there for the Berlin Times.
What happened here?
Goes well. I don't know. About a few hours ago, there was a report a fire broke out. What I get is that there was one casualty, one man died. He was a aspiring actor. He'd acted in a couple movies, and she kind of flips her notes. Gerald Hark. Apparently, he was an extra in an old movie called The Student of Prague.
Ah,
Yeah, he
okay.
burned up.
That's horrible.
Sad. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I mean, I've heard that film strips and stuff are dangerous, and it's just sad that that happened. I hope but it looks like the main building seems untouched. So,
What building is this?
from what I understand, it's more of a like a where they store a lot of the wires and the cables that they need for the cameras, and it's the break area for that they're a union production, so they of course are going to be able to have their mandatory breaks and all.
Sure. Do you think, or do they think it was arson? Do they think it was purposely set?
They got no idea now. It's just.
Do you know when the fire is first noticed?
She gives a time, and you guys can all give me intelligence rolls
to see if it's the same time that we burnt the film.
That time I got an extreme.
Yeah, it
with
was
a 9. Okay,
yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, it was maybe a few minutes after when it was called in. It was probably 10-15 minutes after you burned the film, because it takes a bit for people to.
And the journalist, do they know this Hawk? was this person only a film extra or also an officer of the law professionally?
I haven't really looked into too much about him. All I know for my report is that he acted in movies. I don't think he was a very successful actor. I'll have
Have
to.
you seen The Student of Prague?
Not
Nobody said that.
yeah, not in a long time. I don't go for those Shrek films. They're too scary.
Yeah. Do you know, it's curious. The fellow who operates out of here is about to have a big film shoot at the Kaiser Wilhelm Turm on Friday morning. I wonder if that will affect his plans.
Oh, I hope not. He's already paid for the advertisement for the casting call in the paper. We're going to run it tomorrow.
How many are they looking for?
He says that he has, according to the post, I think he's going to have enough food to feed a couple hundred.
Any particular type that the advertisement calls for? Big strapping men or?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't say. It said that your costumes will be provided.
Maybe they will be nothing but ash costume now. Very strange. Well, I'll pick up the Berlinische Zeitung in the morning to see your reporting.
Oh, yeah.
Don't stay up too late.
Oh, I won't. Oh.
Not.
Yep. They're going to be there a bit. Of course, the police are probably here because, they're going to, or the fire inspector, they're going to be kind of doing a lot of their work. And you get the feeling, fire departments are there for a long time after a fire. They got to make sure there's no hot spots and all of that.
Yeah.
We really don't want to run into any friends here, so maybe back to Dietrich's.
Yeah, I mean, not much of a sleuth. Otherwise, I'd say I'd want to go sneaking around to see if I could find an open window or something to get into the main building.
Yeah. Could try that. There's no guarantee it's going to work.
Yeah, difficult to get in hot windows and wet windows. And somewhere around here, I think we'll find Inspector Krieg, which I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to get in, but yeah, I'm worried about if Krieg shows up.
Maybe we try again tomorrow.
I have a day. Or we see Krieg and we call him, what was it? A little dick spittle. And then he knows we know who the boss is. Yeah.
Well, perhaps it's best if we head back, at least, and maybe wait until the police presence dies down to try again. I wonder if
It might be interesting tomorrow to see who is digging through the ashes, yeah?
Yeah. I wonder if this will delay the filming at all.
I suspect that they are on a schedule that is independent of mundanities. They might not even bother with a camera. They just bring food for 200 sacrifices and 1 or 2 Tommy guns, yeah? Ghastly. Yeah, we should tell Dieter before we make our way homes.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So you guys head back to Dieter's. When you come in there, Dieter's got his nose in a book, studying quite intensely.
No, I'm not finding much.
Well, by destroying the film strip, I believe I may have inadvertently killed another man.
Aye.
I don't think you should consider yourself responsible. if there was a man who was caught in that fire, it's not our fault for the fire. It's maybe he was chained up in this hellhole.
So far, most of the things that I can find only tell you when somebody has intruded in your space. You know, if you wanted to make sure nobody had been in your house or...
Yeah. I wonder how many of these man-cats they have running around Berlin. It's interesting that Karl-Heinz could choose to not serve them. I wonder what the inducement is to be a servant once you are transformed. Maybe just extra fishes. Yeah, or fish guts.
Right. All right. Okay, so if I understand correctly, you guys are going to call it an evening?
Yeah, I'll stay over at the doctor's house.
Staying at the doctor's house. Otto, going back to your place?
Yeah, there's more cleaning to do and more drinking to be done.
Yeah.
And we have to be up early the morning after, so yeah.
Okay. Gustav?
I'll probably stay the night here as well.
Okay. And Max?
Have I sufficiently cleaned the mess up?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. At that point, then I'll just take my leave and head home.
Okay. All right. So, Otto, you and Max will say that you guys are live kind of in the same direction. Max's flat's a little closer, a shorter walk than to yours. As you kind of come around the corner for the street, you see a large group of brown shirts outside of Max's building, and they are throwing stuff out the windows. And Max, you recognize some of your furniture coming out. They are, chanting, communist Jew, communist Jew, and they are trashing your residence.
And there's several very large persons.
Yeah. There's probably 20 or 30 of them, and some of the other people that live in the building with you, they're like going, hey, if you're gonna burn it away. Don't I support the Nazis.
All right, Max, maybe we go to my place.
Yeah, I don't think I want to deal with that.
Yeah.
The old man you live with, do you think he can? Do you see him somewhere? Is he all right?
I don't see him here. Are any of the other tenants of this building outside where I could ask?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll ask about Heinrich and
when you approach one of it and they go, Max, what are you doing? You're going to get yourself killed. What'd you get involved in?
I'm not involved in any of that. Someone
a detective was here asking which one was your residence.
Lickspittle
Okay.
Krieg.
Yes. How is Heinrich?
He was taken to the hospital. He took quite the blow to the head, but we were able to explain that no, he wasn't he wasn't you.
I it's a complete frame up. The garbage was painted on my doorstep. I tried to clean it off as best I could. I don't know what all this mess is.
Well, you better get out of here. They've worked themselves up into quite the froth.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna bother them. I'm gonna let them run out of steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night. Thank you for the word.
All right.
Thank you.
Max, go ahead and lose 1d10 credit rating.
Hope I don't roll 10. 3.
3. All right. Yeah.
We had those wonderful wax cylinders of some Edison classics. Now lost. Yeah, all right. So we go not on the main street to my place. Maybe we stop and have a drink first somewhere where I have friends.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry that.
Well, we have made powerful enemies again.
It seems that way.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that long. I mean, Krieg has more than one source of information, so we will all have to be concerned, I think, soon. But maybe day after tomorrow, everything is resolved. Yeah, I know a nice place, a beer cellar a few blocks from my place where we can have a bit of refreshment and look at my apartment before we go straight there and find a lynch mob.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. All right. Gustav, while you're resting, you're kind of, like it's been a rough night. So you gotta tossing back and forth. You see in your dreams, you see Agnes, the Agnes you saw when you were at Jan Hanussen's house. Now when she comes out to you, her face starts bubbling up, blistering out, and then it starts charring and getting dried out as the boils burst. I don't know. And you see her eyes start melting and it looks like a person that is being caught in a conflagration, and she kind of melts away, and you wake up just with her scream echoing in your head.
Good stuff. Are you all right?
I had a nightmare. It was Agnes.
But it was probably only a dream. You go back to sleep, but before you do that, I want you to do something. I'm going to hand him a book that's on the near the nightstand or something like this. He takes the book.
Okay.
And I walk over to the other side of the room. And I go, throw the book at me as hard as you can.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You don't have to throw it right at my head or anything like that. Just
okay. I'm gonna start by frisbee tossing it. Just not like overhand, but just frisbee tossing it as hard as I can at you.
So when he throws it at me, I'm going to say, "Young Sothoth."
Okay.
And expend the magic points.
Magic point and the sanity point. Okay.
And the book bounces off without hitting me.
What is that? What? How did you do that?
It's a deflection spell. It should work equally as good for bullets, but it takes a little out of you every time you use it.
Teach me this. How did you do that?
Why don't you rest? I'll teach it to you after you've gotten a good rest. But
all right.
It does mean invoking the name of an elder god. It takes a little sanity out of you too. That's right. It does take sanity.
Yep.
I mean, being able to protect our friends from bullets is worth that, I think.
Yeah, you can't do it forever, but
I mean, you just need to be able to do it for a second when someone shoots at you.
Oof.
All right. Oh, yeah. You guys are used to staying up late, so eventually you get to sleep. Max and Otto make it back to Otto's flat after having a few more beers, drowning Max's sorrow as like most of his stuff he owns is now destroyed. And Thursday arrives.
To be fair, I didn't really own a whole lot in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you only lost 3 credit points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you know that tomorrow is when the casting called. People they're expecting to get a lot of people gathering at the Kaiser Wilhelm term. And so today you kind of have you guys are driving it.
I suppose we could follow further up on the question of the location of Baron Gronau before it's too late. Maybe there is an office that says where he rented this film office from. So more private documents than the public directory that, Conrad can uncover for us. Or we spend the day. I have a friend who sells somewhat doubtful petrol below market rates, and we could just be emptying bottles of beer and filling them with petrol all day.
Right.
I don't think we go to the Salon Kitty. I don't think we visit the police office. Conrad, you gave a different name for Lena when she came back with a different face. But I suppose we have whatever possessions she left at Wissenschaft, we have to move out and dispose of, just at a charity or something of that sort.
Yeah,
We won't be returning for them.
I'll clear out her apartment.
We should, at a distance, have a look at Salon Kitty. It would be interesting to see if there had been a smaller fire there during the night, or late or early evening. But it seems as though the film that we burned was attached to the studio and not to the. Gustav, I assume you have told us about your dream.
Oh yeah, I would let you all know. I'd be like, yeah, I had trouble sleeping last night. Agnes was screaming in my nightmares.
Now, help me understand this. When you fled the seance, she had told you that she was imprisoned.
Right.
Agnes said she was imprisoned.
Something
by
the
Baron.
Yes, the Baron did some sort of spell or ritual or something that trapped Agnes with
So do you think the Agnes
Abby.
of film that you saw in Salon Kitty was not Agnes, but Abizul, or
I think it must have been Abizul, or because Agnes seems to be trapped. They're the real Agnes, that is.
and do you think the Agnes that screamed and burnt was the film Agnes from the brothel, or the trapped Agnes from the first vision?
In my nightmare, I think it was it was original Agnes, right?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
you saw at
Mm-hmm.
the seance.
Yeah.
So the thing that made you that controlled you
It was
not
Abizul.
Agnes at all. It was just something using Agnes's figure.
Exactly. But whoever was using her needs to pay for what they did.
Yeah. And the only blow we have struck so far is destroying that film, which she told you she wished to have.
Right.
And we believe that she meant that. That's why she put you through that exercise, was to prove to you that you
Yeah,
had to obey her.
she wanted to prove that she meant business.
And I have found a spell It seems to work, so it's costly to the mind.
So I shouldn't throw any books at you until you're ready.
Well, it does, I believe now that I have studied it a little more this night, it removes any damage. You can't, the book wouldn't have hurt me much. So I believe I only lost a tiny amount of mental energy, which I have regained since then. But if somebody shoots you as a bullet at you,
Yeah.
and the bullet would have hit you, then you will expend the amount of energy that the damage. It would be so much easier if we put this into like a role-playing game construct to explain how it works, but you get the idea.
We are German. We can develop a chart very easily. We can organize all of this into factual points.
Yeah, separate sanity and intelligence and magic points.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I don't know that I was ever the most sane human beings that walked the streets of Berlin. I was not the least sane, but I am not as sane now as I used to be. You should have seen the pitiful look on Karl-Heinz's little feline face.
Oh, God. I did see it.
Yeah, it's true. You didn't look so good either. You turned a very livid shade. So what do? First we see if we can, Conrad, where would we look to see if there's an office rental agency that gives Baron Grunau the information of where he does business from outside of that film studio?
I mean, Conrad, you would know, I mean, that businesses, they all have to file paperwork, and all. It's Germany. They're known for being very methodical with their paperwork and documenting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I could feasibly find that out by going to some sort of business registry.
Probably like public records or
public records. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go collect Lena's things. I don't think she had much. And then I'll go head to the registry to see if I can uncover any other information about Grunau's business holdings here in the city.
All right.
Yeah, I'll set up a table in the corner at the Beobachter. I want to get a few of the daily papers and compare the advertisements for extras for the film shoot.
Excellent.
See if they're all the same or if there is something subtle about them.
All right. The other three?
I'm gonna take a trip past the flat.
Okay.
And see.
I'll go with you.
What might be laying in the street, if anything. And
okay.
That's something to bear in mind too about that little spell that I taught you.
Yeah.
You could, in theory, do this. Because it's not going to stop your bullets.
Right.
Right. And Gustav.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna be studying my new spell.
All right. So Gustav, give me an intelligence roll.
All right.
Tossing books at one another all after.
Hey, that's a 12. So that's a hard.
Okay. Yep. That's since Dieter got an extreme to kind of figure it out.
Awesome.
Him teaching you were needing a hard to kind of get the enunciation down and everything.
Yes.
Okay. Max, you're going by the flat, right?
yeah, and I think was Dieter coming with
I'm coming
me?
with you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you get there, you see people out there. The people that still live in the building. They're kind of cleaning it up. They don't want to have a bunch of burnt trash in their front of their building.
Yeah.
You can give me a luck roll.
Okay. No.
Okay. It looks like, most of your stuff is pretty much destroyed. Maybe you find some pictures of your mom, and a couple of them they're not burned up completely.
Okay.
But you are.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
These Nazi bastards.
Yeah, someone, probably our friend at the police station, painted a communist symbol. He was here last night looking for me.
If my livelihood wasn't stuck here in Berlin, I would consider moving to someplace far more safe. Munich, maybe.
Right. All right. And Otto, you said you were going to be checking the papers, looking for the advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me find that for
Get the
you.
regular corner table at the Beobachter.
Mm-hmm.
Get some caffeine in my system. Look at the papers.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll also be a piece about the fire.
Yeah, there is. And, it's kind of what you guys gathered from the reporter on the fire. But as you are digging through, you see this article with the casting call for it.
Casting call. Producers working on a new Schreckfilm have issued a casting call for extras. The film, tentatively titled Das Necronomicon, is to be a documentary-style fictionalization of the occult secrets contained within one of the most infamous tomes of all time, according to the movie's financier, Baron von Grunau. The film has had a troubled production, being stalled in development for over 2 years now. Von Grunau assures our reporter that, thanks to some recent technological and creative breakthroughs, the production is back on track and that he hopes to see the film ready for release before Easter. Those wishing to appear as extras in the film must report to the Kaiser Wilhelm Turm in Grunewald tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for a day of shooting in and around the location. Food and a nominal stipend will be provided. Yeah, food and even a few marks in this economy will bring in hundreds of people, more than they need. They'll be turning them away. Wonder where the nearest kitchen is to provide food near Grunewald to Kaiser Wilhelm Turm. Although it doesn't have to be hot food, they'll eat anything.
I'm not with you.
Yeah.
You will be, though. I'm at the Beobachter. We always end up at the Beobachter.
Yeah. And Conrad, you are digging through the public records, and you can give me a library use.
Okay. That's a pass. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hard.
So digging through there, you find the paperwork for when he filed his business license so he could rent the place, and it does have an address here in Berlin. It is one. It's not in the fanciest part of town, but it's also not in the slums or anything either.
Okay. All right. I will copy down that information.
Okay. All right. And we'll say you guys meet back up at the Bierbachta.
Yeah. That.
I'm thinking during the casting call, during the shooting of the movie, I'm going to try and see where Grunau's, don't they have like a place for the actors to get dressed and get ready, and the director can have himself, some schnapps and some drinking and getting ready for the working, because he might have the book there.
Oh.
Yeah, very likely, especially if he's wanting to cast some sort of spell. You need the tome with him.
If I can get in there and get that book.
But here's another piece. I do have his address.
You've got his address.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had some sort
Yeah,
of
I don't think we-
invisibility magic. But
Yeah. Every time you get a new magic, you want one more magic. That's what I think.
yeah, I'm afraid
I
that's
fear that
true.
if we wait until 6 in the morning, or even 4 or 5 in the morning, the hungry and desperate will already be gathered. And I suspect that he means to open up a great hellmouth, and it will be rather late then to steal the book from him.
I wouldn't eat the food. The
Yeah, I
food
know.
might all be poisoned.
Yeah, that's an easy way to get a lot of sacrifice, yeah.
I
That is
wonder,
a
what is my stealth like?
I can be pretty sneaky.
I've got just the regular.
I don't have any kind of stealthy kind of things, but
I don't know. The
okay,
way
'cause-
things are going at this rate, unless Inspector Krieg and 5 of the brown shirts are waiting at the office, 2 of us can go in and say, "Oh, Grunau, come for lunch with us right now. We're in a hurry. We have to talk to you," and drag him out by his heels if we have to, and the rest of you can go through the office.
Murnau.
I think we are past subtlety.
If I could get Murnau to get me an introduction, because I'm such a fan of the movies, maybe I can get into his house.
Yeah, you have the address you have for Grunau is residence or office?
sort of residential address, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if I could get into the house, even if I was not very subtle, when I could find the place where the book was, all I would have to do is touch the book, and I could teleport right back into my office with it.
Well, do we want to go the sneaker route or brute force or a little bit of both?
I don't know. I don't know how feasible it actually is. There's so many contingencies, so many ways it could go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like everything in our lives is based on the roll of the dice.
I am not so much philosophical at this point. I mean, they've already attacked Max's home. She has already described her desire to have revenge on all of us. We have so little to lose at this point. At this point, I think the main thing is to try to save as many of the innocents as possible, because tomorrow morning would be, I think, a true nightmare in the Grunewald.
Yeah, we could potentially prevent a lot of death.
Do we know anyone who knows Grunau? Secondary person. Does Murnau know Grunau?
No.
Leon didn't know him, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. And Murnau, when you ask about Grunau, he said, "Oh, I heard of him. He's a hack."
Everybody doesn't know everybody.
Yeah, we have a good friend, our 2-dimensional black and white friend Agnes in the cat house. She knows Grunau.
Yeah, but I think that she's not a friend at all. She's
No.
she's behind it, I think. And
within it.
Crowley is not here now.
Yeah, Crowley fucks back off to London to live at his parents' home. Happy fellow.
What would he not suspect? You're saying that Agnes says that he's a fool. So maybe he would be dumb enough to fall for something stupid, Repairman. Or
Perhaps if you bring him De Vermis Mysteries, he'd be interested.
Ooh.
That's a very good idea.
That's a good but dangerous idea.
Did that record have his phone number as well, or just his address?
Just his address.
Just his address. Okay.
Yeah. All right. What
I
are?
think.
Oh.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I think
Sorry.
maybe it's about time I stopped playing it safe and staying here while you guys go out and find the crazy witches and stuff. I should do something. I think that I will take my book and go to his house, knock on the door, and say, I'm very interested in the Necronomicon that you're making the movie about, and see if I can open a conversation and exchange. Once again, once I've got a hold of the book, boop, I'm back.
Yeah, or once you get hold of the book, boop, you are made of celluloid, and he picks you up and sticks you in his vest pocket.
It's about time I started risking stuff. You've all played a very dangerous game, and I'm sitting here reading stupid books and learning how to.
Yeah, well, you have a hell of a calling card, but you're not going alone.
Yeah, we should go with you if we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And if need be, we can use
But
force.
it shouldn't be Gustav or Max,
Not that goes with you.
because yeah, they've seen you. Maybe Conrad, would you come with me?
I'll come with, sure.
We look
I'm
like,
invested in this now.
we look like young people.
All right, what's everyone drinking?
Oh,
That's the
Go on,
bail
drink.
boxer right now, cafe au lait.
coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
Coffee. Wish I had coffee.
Vodka.
Vodka? All right.
Yeah.
Gustav, give me a sanity roll.
Oh Lord. What'd you put in my vodka? 14. Oh, I passed that one.
You passed? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to hang on to your glass, but as you were bringing it up to take a sip, in there you suddenly the top of it, it's got this film, and it opens up and there's an eye looking at you, and then the eye rolls over and you see the bloody back of an eye, and your hand kind of shakes, but since you pass your sanity, you don't drop it. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
I hope that doesn't mean she knows what we're doing and she's watching everything that we're planning.
Shit.
Our players included Julian Arba, John Dos Passos, Troy Wheeldryer, David Gasway, and myself, with Keith Craig as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastery. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom, Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.